Okay, my friends, we are on day 45. You know what that means. It means we are halfway through our 90-day mind and body reset challenge. How are you feeling? Do you feel like you've kind of dropped off and lost your momentum, lost your rhythm? I get it. It does feel really long. Like it feels like this really long period of time. And it also feels like it hasn't been long at all. I think about where we started on November 1st, it feels like it was just there. But then when I think about everything that I've been doing, everything that y'all have been doing, it feels like there's been a lot that has happened, a lot of change that has taken place. Like a good foundation has been built. And in that, I'm really proud of myself for showing up day after day. And I'm really proud of each one of you who's shown up. And for each of us, it's not just about that initial commitment, but about committing and recommitting and reclaiming, redefining our goals, our actions. And so much of that is falling off the wagon and then coming back. It's about stopping, feeling like you lose your way, but then choosing to come back again. That's what this practice is really about. It's about building those muscles to learn to get back on track, to honor the vision. Something I really love about this challenge is that initially there's this beautiful spark of creativity as you're establishing a vision, determining what's important, and kind of tuning into how you want to feel at the end of the 90 days. So that there's that surge, that kind of that rush you can get from when you do something creative. But then day after day, it's a balance then of having to do the routine of honoring what you created in that creative vision. And it might feel a little bit more mundane, routine, like you get less of a high. But in that, you get this beautiful opportunity to establish relationship with yourself, to create an opportunity for developing trust and a better knowing of yourself, learning to tune into your body's messages and what it needs, where it might need some extra healing or love, some TLC from, times in the past where it hasn't received that. So it's this really cool balance of something big and something like fireworks, and then, okay, now we're gonna, put our heads down and get the work done. But also in that, time and time again, coming back to the creative, coming back to checking in, making sure that vision still feels like what resonates with who is truly you and what is authentic to you. And the more we get to know ourselves, the more we check in, the more we're going to know what is true and right and authentic. So it's okay to change your plan as you go, because you're going to be learning more and more about yourself as you go. And whatever you get out of this 90-day challenge, my hope is for you, if nothing else, you really cultivate more of a sense of self-trust, of self-worth, and any other goals that you had alongside that. I of course hope you achieve those as well. But if you can get that self-trust, it's going to make everything else so much easier. Here, if you like that, it is quite pretty. I'll give you some views here. Nice and marshy. It's a hot winter. So halfway through, what is my challenge to you today? Honestly, it's to kind of go back to the beginning. I know we've done that again and again, but you could go back to that initial, making a plan video that's in our 90-day mind and body reset playlist. And you can just go back and start fresh and make sure for these next 45 days, have a vision that lights you up, and then create an action plan from there that feels aligned to that. So 45 more days. That's going to get us through the rest of the holiday season. And hey, if you aren't with us for the first 45 days, this is a great time to start. 45 days to focus on your mind and body. And honestly, if you've been with us for these 45 days, treat this like a fresh start. Treat every day, every week, whatever you need to get that fresh, like beginner boost, go for that. So again, today can be like day one. You've got another 45 days in front of you to make these beautiful changes. If you feel like your actions that you had were not great, or if you feel like they were, dial those in. Do more or less of whatever is working. Look at the foods you're eating, the movement, meditation. What else are you doing for your mind? Are you getting out and walking? Like my goal, honestly, I think personally speaking, the biggest change for me has been getting 10,000 steps a day. Where I am in my cycle, I've been off and on this week, but like yesterday I got like 23,000 steps, and there were a couple other days this week I was about 7,000 steps, so I'm averaging about 12,000. But that before this challenge, I was averaging below 10,000. So that's been huge, just like getting that extra movement. And while I'm sure it's helping my metabolism and burning off some excess weight, the biggest thing is getting outside and just like my mood, my creative level. I've been creating a lot more, both personally and professionally. Like I feel like I'm in just like this flow, this zone. So it's been really great getting out and walking. That bilateral movement, anytime you can do any bilateral movement, hiking, walking, cross-country skiing, running, of course. If you have like the Nordic track on the treadmill or an elliptical, if you need to do something with no impact, those are great. But getting that left-right movement with your feet and your hands, your arms, so great for your brain. And then, of course, getting outside in nature, you're going to get extra benefits. So that's my personal big win from this so far. And then also, whoops, I think I lost y'all there for a moment. So I'd love to hear for you, whether you do the make a plan video or not. I'd love to hear your recommitment to your vision. What is your vision? What do you want to be experiencing at the end of these 90 days? What do you want to feel in your body? How do you want your mind to be functioning? What do you want to be thinking, feeling, believing about yourself, about your health, about your body? I'm going to give you a good view while you're not. And what do you want to experience? What do you want to feel in your body? Would you like to experience more presence, more calm, more clarity? Would you like to feel greater strength in your muscles, more endurance, more flexibility? Do you have weight that you'd like to lose? What would you like to experience? Is it some other kind of goal that you have, maybe more along the lines of relationship or a work, career type goal, something you want to learn or accomplish or challenge yourself to achieve? Do you want to meet somebody special, make some new friends, grow your friend circle, or say goodbye to relationships that are no longer serving you? What do you want to experience at the end of these 90 days? And how can the next 45 days really propel you to get there? You've done 45 days so far, and it may have felt like some of it was training wheels, kind of establishing new habits, figuring out what works and what doesn't. What if you went all in for these next 45 days? What if you pushed yourself harder and in ways you have not felt like you could before? Where could you be braver than you have in the past? You guys, more views. What might be available to you? What resources are available to you that you haven't really considered? How could you make change in a new way? And maybe it's a way that's even more exciting than what you've considered before. Letting those questions steep, letting them bounce around, seeing what answers come up. And the answers that make your heart beat a little bit faster, more intensely, my guess is those are the answers that your body has been praying for, hoping for, wishing that you'd hear. What would happen if just for these next 45 days, just 45 days, it's a month and a half, what if just for these next 45 days you could commit to being more brave than you've ever been before? If you do one scary thing a day that you know is going to bump you towards your dreams even faster. Maybe it's going to the gym when you've never been to a gym, or hiring a personal trainer, or asking a friend to set you up on a date, or introducing yourself to someone who could be a potential friend at work and inviting them to do something social. What's something scary that you could do? Maybe you could go to a meditation retreat. Maybe you could take that class, that advanced learning class. What could you do to really push yourself, to grow, to stretch, to thrive for these next 45 days? I'm going to take you on a little bit of a longer walk around the pond. You can journal. You can think about these questions. Think about this challenge to you. What might it look like for you? What might it feel like? Imagine 45 days from now. You've pushed yourself just a little bit more, even just 1% more every day. What could change for you? What could you explore? How could you shake things up? How could you kind of crack your mind open in a way so that you're not in a stuck rut pattern day after day? What could you do to change your work life? What could you do to open up your home life? If you're a parent, is there a way you can really deepen your relationship with your kids? Challenge yourself and them at the same time. Show them by example and through invitation what it is to live a more growth-oriented life. A life where fear isn't the dominant decision maker. A life where curiosity and love and a desire to grow and expand make your world a little bit bigger, what would that mean for your kids? Nature is a beautiful reminder that we are meant far more than just living the same life 365 days a year. It's constantly changing, moving with the seasons. It's not overthinking everything. It's not doing a risk-benefit analysis. It just does. It just does. It responds to the seasons. It makes adjustments. It reaches for what it needs. It doesn't take, it doesn't feel any guilt. It simply is. It's simply being. That is what we have for today. Come back to this video again and again. These questions are for you. This video is for you. I cannot wait to see where we are in 45 days. Doing 90 days together. I'd love to hear your reflections at this halfway point, your recommitment to starting fresh. Let me know what your vision looks like, what it feels like, and if there's anything that you're going to reach for that feels a little bit scary. I'd love to hear about that as well. And if you'd like some cheering on or some accountability, ask for that and we'll get that for you in the comments. All right, sending you so much love. We're halfway through, my friends. We are doing this. So proud of you. So proud of me. So proud of this whole thing. All right, we'll see you in the next one.